Now it's okay, Prabhu. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you all to today's Vaishnava Sadachar program, day 3. So we have discussed various topics in the past 2 days. Today we will be discussing one of the most important topics, dealings with various categories of persons. So I would like to start off with a small pastime from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is in connection with yesterday's class and today's class. So the first thing that we discussed that we should not be doing, which would, if you do that, it will be a big stumbling block in your devotional service, or also start destroying your devotional service, which is fault find from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. I just want to reconfirm if my audio is clear.
Your voice is breaking, Prabhu.
Okay. Give me a minute. Maybe I'll connect to my mobile data. Can anybody say if my,
No, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
yes, was my audio clear? Is my audio clear or still bad?
It's still little bad, Prabhu. Like sometimes we can hear, sometimes we can't.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay.
Yeah, Prabhu, better.
So I think I'll go without the video for some time. So we are now starting to discuss one pastime from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, so this personality name is Ramachandra Puri. So he is the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri had another disciple called Ishwara Puri, whose disciple was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Ramachandra Puri is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master's god brother. So this personality had one quality that most of us don't want to have in us, which is fault finding. So Ramachandra Puri was well known for his fault finding character. So his fault finding character, um, the result of his fault finding character was that he was rejected by his guru, Madhavendra Puri. So I would give few instances of what he did. So one thing is, when Madhavendra Puri was in his final days, his final leela on this planet, he was crying. He was crying to Lord, saying that he's never visited Mathura. He's not able to go to Mathura and see the places of pastimes of Sri Krishna. And lamenting, he was crying, in separation of Krishna. So this mood of crying in separation for the Lord is only found, in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. No other Sampradayas very, strongly or very openly show these symptoms of love, the separation, the love in separation for the Lord. So Madhavendra Puri and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ishwar Puri, and many other devotees, even till date, the Western devotees, they're not allowed to go into Jagannath Puri temple. And they all lament, they all cry, they still love Krishna so much, but their love for Krishna is in separation, Vipralamba Bhava. So it's considered to be one of the highest forms of experiencing love for Krishna. But Ramachandra Puri criticized Madhavendra Puri. Who's Madhavendra Puri for Ramachandra Puri? Madhavendra Puri is his spiritual master. One should not, raise voice against seniors is one of the important etiquettes for anybody to follow. But Ramachandra Puri raised his, not only raised his voice, but he criticized his spiritual master, saying, "Oh, you are lamenting over some place that you want to go. Now you're at the end of your life. So you just have to meditate on Brahman and leave your body." So, like that, Ramachandra Puri was telling to Madhavendra Puri. See, the entire process of devotional service that we are following is completely personal. We are all talking about personal service to Krishna, loving service to Krishna, the devotees. It's all personal. We are not impersonalists. But this person Ramachandra Puri is now instructing his spiritual master to meditate on Brahman. So you can understand how qualified he is, how strong he is in his philosophy. So he first thing is he's not very strong in his philosophy, and he doesn't know etiquettes. So he spoke, or he advised his spiritual master, which is not to be done by anybody. So Madhavendra Puri understood that this person is not at an elevated state. So he said, "I reject you. You please get out of this place. I don't want to see you anymore." So he was rejected by his own spiritual master. And Madhavendra Puri later, in the association of devotees, like other disciples, Ishwara Puri, Madhavendra Puri, he, was able to meditate on Lord Krishna and leave his body and go into Nitya Leela. So another great example, the opposite of Ramachandra Puri, is Ishwar Puri. Though Ishwar Puri was, very, very senior among all of the disciples, he still took personal care of his spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri. He used to be by side of Madhavendra Puri and take care of him very nicely. So Madhavendra Puri blessed Ishwar Puri, saying that you would become one of the great personalities in the history, and you would be distributing love for Krishna. So his spiritual master blessed Ishwar Puri. So you can see the difference. Ishwar Puri getting blessings because he was submissive and rendering service to the spiritual master, even though he was qualified, he was a renunciant, he had many followers and disciples. For in fact, the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna Chaitanya himself was the disciple of Ishwar Puri. Still, Ishwar Puri was submissively serving his spiritual master and showing example to the world how a disciple has to be. Okay, so that happened, and Ramachandra Puri is another disciple of Madhavendra Puri who showed example to the world how a disciple should not be. So Ramachandra Puri did not stop there, because he advised his spiritual master and did not please the spiritual master. He was sent out, and he did not lament because my spiritual master has rejected me. He continued to go around seeing Jagannath Puri and finding fault in everybody. First thing he did is, because Ishwar Puri was appreciated and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was appreciated, he goes and he meets them, and Ishwar Puri pays obeisances because it is his god brother, and also a sannyasi. Ramachandra Puri was a sannyasi, so pays obeisances. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pays obeisances. They exchange sweet words. They check on Ramachandra Puri, how he is, and his well-being and all that. And then comes Jagadananda Pandit from the temple carrying pots of Mahaprasadam to serve these great personalities. And once serving is done, now Ramachandra Puri says, "Oh, Jagadananda, you come, you sit, I will serve you." And then Jagadananda sits, and Ramachandra Puri starts serving. And Jagadananda says, out of shy, because Ramachandra Puri is very senior to him, he says, "No, no, thank you, I'm good, thank you for serving." And then Ramachandra Puri says, "No, no, you have to take more, you have to take more, and keep serving so much that uh, 10 times more than the actual quantity what Jagadananda can eat, so much was served to him." And after serving, Jagadananda washed his hands, mouth, and he just returning. And then Ramachandra Puri is criticizing Jagadananda Pandit, saying, I heard that the disciples and followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eat a lot, but today I saw it with my eyes. They eat so much. So he criticized. He said, then even Lord Chaitanya should be doing that way, because his followers are doing this. That means the leader is also doing it. So he criticized Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also in that way. And then he kept going on like this. His only duty was two things. One is to see how much who's eating, their habits like that, and looking at daily affairs, who did wrong, what went wrong, who's talking about whom. Only these two things he was keep on doing. And then once he went to meet Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one early morning, and he saw some ants coming out of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's room. And then he told to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on face, because he didn't know why those ants were there, but he concluded that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was hiding sweets inside the room and eating. And he said, this person is a sannyasi, calls himself to be a sannyasi, but eats lots and lots of sweet prasadam. And as a result, I can see that there are so many ants coming out of his room. So he is not showing example of how a sannyasi should eat. So he criticized on face of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he said, "Oh Lord Chaitanya, you eat a lot. You are eating too much. I know your disciples also eat too much, and you also eat too much. I see so much of pots of prasadam being carried from Jagannath Puri temple, and you are also invited to devotees' houses, and you, out of no shame, you keep visiting devotees' house now and then, in a day 4 5 times, and everywhere you go, they are feeding you prasadam, and you are eating everywhere. This should not be how a sannyasi acts. You should eat less, like that. Ramachandra Puri advises to Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya accepts with folded hand. He says, "Oh, thank you for reminding me that a sannyasi should not accept palatable offerings. So I will follow it." And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered his servants to bring one fourth of what was actually brought from Jagannath temple, and he was eating only once a day. So, like Lord Chaitanya was eating very less. The shopkeepers of Jagannath Puri were also feeling sad because Lord Chaitanya is eating less, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to devotees' houses, Nagar Sankirtan, Kirtan parties, but never honored prasadam because he was eating only once, and that to one fourth of what he was eating earlier. And now all devotees are in great sorrow because they love feeding Lord Chaitanya. And it's not that only from Puri temple the prasadam was coming, but devotees were making nice offerings for Lord Chaitanya. And from West Bengal, from Mayapur and Navadip, also offerings used to come to Puri. They used to bring pickled items. They used to bring, crisp items like what we have, like dry items, savories and sweets. They used to bring from there also. Now everything is stopped. Mahaprabhu is not eating anything. And because of this, Mahaprabhu's servants also are not eating. Mahaprabhu's disciples are also not eating. Then all the devotees in Puri are not eating. They are eating only what Mahaprabhu is eating. Then Ramachandra Puri comes and again criticizes Lord Chaitanya, saying, "See, you're not eating enough. You're not eating enough. You have to eat enough to keep your body. And if you eat like this very less, no, then your mind will always think about prasadam only. So eat sufficiently. Okay, don't make your body starve like this." So Ramachandra Puri was anyways finding fault in everybody. So he was a very bad example, and still Lord Chaitanya did not, say anything against him, because Lord Chaitanya considered Ramachandra Puri as the god brother of his spiritual master, so considered him also as his spiritual master, and he said, "Thank you for your kind instructions, and I shall try to follow them." And all the disciples, the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the devotees of Puri were just waiting when this personality Ramachandra will go out of Puri, so we can serve our dear Lord as much as he wants. Or as much as we want to serve the Lord, we want to serve. So they were all waiting. And then Ramachandra Puri, finally, he had some Tirtha Yatra and he left. And then everybody was very happy, and Lord Chaitanya still followed the instruction of Ramachandra Puri, and accepted whatever criticisms came on his way. So we're just saying, narrating this pastime, because if you have that quality of finding fault in others, then it will not stop with one person. It will not stop with one person. You may think that, I am just asking my friend to correct himself. What is wrong in it? Then tomorrow we are at home, we correct parents, then we correct our siblings. We think it's all normal, it started there. And then we come to the temple, we also see, we also think, oh, I am perfectionist, I know everything, I do things very perfectly. So start advising everybody, looking at everybody, oh, Prabhu, don't do this, oh, Mataji, don't do this, do this way, do that way, or directly tell on their face, you're not doing this properly. Like this, we start criticizing people. And then you see what happened with Ramachandra Puri. He criticized his spiritual master. Then, because you're offending devotees who are chanting the holy name, Vaishnavas, then if Vaishnavas are not pleased, then what will happen? Would you think the spiritual master is pleased? Then slowly this mindset comes, that the spiritual master is also ordinary, then looks at his activities also as ordinary activity, and then starts criticizing his activities also. And then slowly what happens? The devotional service goes into destruction only. That happened for Ramachandra Puri. What hope is there for a person if the spiritual master is rejected, or if the spiritual master becomes displeased with an action of a disciple? So Ramachandra Puri's example is very good example for all of us, how we should not find fault in others. And by finding fault, what can happen? The consequence is you have no shelter. He was shelterless, he became very independent, he just kept moving around finding fault in others. Ultimately he found fault in Guru and the Supreme Personality of Godhead also. But he had no hope, he just traveled around like that very independently. So we should be very careful uh, that we will become shelterless if we do this act of fault finding in devotees. So now today's topic we will start. So you can also connect when we talk about each topic. You should remember that this basic one thing, fault finding should not be there. I would not repeat for each of the topics. So just giving a strong, bold start for today's topic. So today's topic is dealings with different kinds of people. So first, let's talk about associating with devotees. So when we are associating with devotees, what's the most important thing? Most important thing is you have to come regularly meet devotees. So it's not that once in a week, just 1 hour. What will happen if you meet devotees very often? If you meet devotees very often, faster is our spiritual progress. More the association, faster the progress one will make in Krishna consciousness. We are saying not only, association is just in person, it can be via phone, because today's world is running very fast and everybody is busy. So we should at least keep in touch with devotees via reading sessions, via morning japa sessions, wherever devotees association is there, even online, offline, or somewhere close to your house, some temple, wherever. We have to increase the frequency of meeting devotees. So our consciousness is also shifting from a fast running today's rat race to devotee consciousness, which is Krishna conscious. They are all conscious of Krishna. And then we should always, when we meet, so it is not that, okay, I'm going today to meet devotees, I will go, I will share all my problems today, and I will disturb the entire program and come. No, it's like, definitely when you're having difficulties, you have to reveal it to one devotee whom you think can take your troubles, who can guide you, but not to the whole sangha, whole association of devotees. Not that everybody should empathize, sympathize for me, not like that. What you have to do instead when you meet an association of devotees is, we should be very submissive, and we should hear from the devotees on the topics of Krishna Katha, or the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, the science of Krishna consciousness. Only this has to be heard. We should go in a mindset, and we should be prepared to go to hear from devotees. And but most of us, what we do, we go eagerly to talk, to share something. So we should not go only to speak. Yes, if you're going to talk on the topics of Krishna Katha, then you can talk. Otherwise, we have to refrain ourselves, because we should take association, because we are not filled with Krishna. So we need more Krishna. So we have to submissively hear. Most of the time, we have to give our ears and hear from devotees. And if you don't um, take association of devotees very often, what can happen is we can drift away, from Krishna consciousness. If there is no devotee association, that means we are in the association of materialistic people, materialistic mindset, or we are just being carried away. Because if you don't have Krishna Katha in your life, you are having enough of material topics running in. So you'll be slowly taken away. It's not that, oh, 1 day is fine, 2 days fine. Then you will think 1 month, okay, 1 year I can be away and then come back. So you will be easily taken away if you don't come in association of devotees. Only association of devotees will keep you Krishna conscious. Yes, you can chant alone, but it's not prescribed. None of the acharyas say that, go to the forest or be alone and chant. It is not possible alone to chant the holy name and go back home, back to God. We are not that sincere people. We can get distracted very easily. So for us, association of devotees is very important, to come to hear from them. And then what do we do when we hear from devotees? Then also we know the importance of this Vaishnava Sangha. And we were discussing from Nectar of Instruction, if all of you will remember, text 4, dadati pratigranati ghuyam akhyati prachati bhungte bhojete chaiva sadvidam priti lakshanam. So what all has to happen when you meet devotees? You have
Prabhuji, your voice is not audible.
to offer accept gifts from devotees. And okay, facing the issue. Yeah, my voice is bad. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay.
No, we couldn't hear you after you recited the shloka.
Can you confirm that? Am I audible now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, now you are
Okay.
audible.
Yeah. The translation, were you all able to hear? Okay.
No, Prabhuji,
No,
only
Prabhu.
sloka we
Only
could hear.
shloka.
Okay. So the translation goes like this: offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasadam, and offering prasadam are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. So these are the 6 things that we also discussed in our Nectar of Instruction series. So we already know when we meet devotees what we have to do. We have to have these 6 loving exchanges with devotees. So when we are in the association of devotees, we know that these 6 things has to be done, and how we set our mood to only hear from devotees and speak less, and also take association as frequently as possible. Now we should know how we have to address devotees when we meet them. So we have to address devotees Prabhus, to all the men, and to the women we address them Matajis. So how much ever familiar we are with devotees, maybe some of you all came with your friends to Krishna consciousness, or some of you all came family to Krishna consciousness. Still, you have to address each other as Prabhu and Matajis. Husband should not call their wife Mataji. So many times devotees misunderstand and call their wife also Mataji, but mother, no, the Mataji means. So you call other than your wife anybody you call Mataji. And everybody is Prabhu. Okay, so everybody is Prabhu, and because somebody is calling you Prabhu, Prabhu means master. So if somebody is calling you Prabhu, calling us Prabhu, we should not think, oh, I am the master, I can instruct him, I can take service from him. No, it is an etiquette that you are calling somebody master and somebody else is also calling you master. For them, you may be master, but for within yourself, you have to think, no, I am the servant, I have to serve them. Srila Prabhupada said to his disciples that I am the servant of all of you all. My service is to take you all home, take you all back home, back to Godhead. My service to you all is to train all of you all in the science of Krishna consciousness. So even Srila Prabhupada addressed most of his disciples, the GBCs, as Prabhu, Maharaj, with respect, Swami, like that. Srila Prabhupada called. So when Prabhupada could do that, why can't we? So we have to address that way. And any initiated devotee, when you are inviting somebody or introducing somebody to another person, have to add this suffix, Prabhu. This is so and so, Prabhu. Meet Rahul Prabhu, who's attending our Gita course program, like that. Meet Kirtana Mataji, who is helping us draft messages for all the programs, like that. And then if you're introducing somebody for the class, for example, we have Sumitra Prabhu's class, then you have to address him as His Grace, because he's gone through spiritual initiation, Harinam and Brahman initiation. You have to address Prabhu's as His Grace, and anybody gone through initiation, Mataji's, you should address as Her Grace. His Grace and Her Grace. His Grace Sumitra Prabhu and Her Grace Kulapriya Mataji, like that. And then anybody who's not initiated but still, practicing for a very long time, we call anybody who's come newly also, we call them Bhakta Rahul, Bhakta Kirtana Mataji, like that. Bhakta Bhaktini, like that. And when sannyasis come, most of the time we do this mistake. We address the sannyasi as Prabhu. Prabhu means master. Yes, it's a nice way we think, but we have a different way to address them. We address them as Maharaj because they have controlled their senses. Their sense call them Maharaj. When we address them, when they finish and they ask them questions, we say, Maharaj, thank you for your class. Maharaj, I have this question, like that. You address them as Maharaj and not Prabhu. And when you have to introduce a sannyasi in a forum, you address them as holiness. So His grace is for people who have gone through initiation and devotees. You will meet them very often, but sannyasi is very rare. So we recently also His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Swami Maharaj. So we address sannyasis as His Holiness. And then most of you all have no association much with the brahmacharis because most of the devotees here are grihasthas. But even when we address somebody, any brahmachari, we say His Grace Badrbhim Brahmachari, like that. Suffix you address them as brahmachari, so the crowd knows how they have to deal with people like that. So because you cannot beginning of the class tell the whole history about one devotee, you have to give the suffix and prefix so the crowd understands the qualification of the devotees. And any grahasthas who are very senior, who are also taken up the role of initiating gurus, we call them adhikari. His Grace Shankarshan Adhikari Prabhu, His Grace Vaishashika Adhikari Prabhu, His Grace Adhikari Prabhu, like that. So adhikaris. So these are titles to various. So it's important to address them in particular with whatever designated names they have. And paying obeisances. So we have to pay obeisance to initiated devotees, to brahmanas, to sannyasis. We have to pay obeisances. Whoever is a brahmana devotee, like second initiation received, and any sannyasis or guru that you see in ISKCON, you have to immediately pay your obeisances. For new devotees, for chanting devotees, you need not pay obeisance. You can just pay obeisance in your mind. And why do we pay obeisance? It's not just because you have to show somebody senior, somebody is big. No, not only that. Out of respect, you are paying obeisances. But another important reason to pay obeisances to a senior devotee or a brahmana or an initiated devotee is that they are absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. Krishna is seated in their heart. So a Brahmana is always worshipping the deity, is always studying the Vedic scriptures, is trying to maintain different qualities of cleanliness, austerity, like that. So a Brahmana is considered very, very important, and he carries Krishna within his heart. Not only uh, him, but also the sannyasis, the preaching devotees. So you have to pay obeisances to them. And you can, so, and also as an etiquette, sometimes the senior also pays obeisances back to you when you pay obeisances. So that time you also have to, in your mind, consider that it's not for you. You consider that it is for the Lord seated in your heart, or for the Lord himself. Oh Lord, please accept this obeisances. It's not for me, it's for you, like that. So it is that is a way to keep us humble. It is a way to keep us submissive also. And we do not unnecessarily pay obeisances to very senior matajis or senior prabhus also, because we should not trouble them to pay obeisances, force them, like especially matajis. They, if you pay obeisance, they feel very they feel to return back that offering, so they also try to pay obeisances. But senior matajis are, who are elderly, who are aged, you should not trouble them that way. If you see, there are videos of how Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj pays obeisances to any sannyasi who comes and pays obeisances to him. He's very senior most in the entire ISKCON, but he also pays obeisances. So because somebody paid obeisances, he pays, like that. Many times it happens. So we should be very careful to very senior devotees. If you see them, you pay obeisances from very far, but don't go front of them and fall again and again, and then they will feel they should also pay obeisances, and they will do that. So you should not trouble devotees like that. And then so we can offer respects. So these are things like that. And now, whom also we should not associate much also is, we can offer respects to them, to people who are Mayavadi sannyasis. There are many kinds of sannyasis. Like one example was Ramachandra Puri only. He was not very convinced with the philosophy. He was meditating on Brahman. He asked Madhavendra Puri to meditate on Brahman. So Mayavadi sannyasis, you should be very far from them. You should not take association. You can you can pay obeisances. You can show respect to them because they are in the renounced order of life, but do not take association, like guidance, reading their books or following their instructions should not be done. And then the Sahajiyas, some people, we will talk more on this mindset, Sahajiya mindset, but it is like they say that, Krishna told me this, Krishna told me to do that. They, or somebody says Hanuman is coming every day to me and telling, to collect money and do offering puja to him. They collect money and put it in their pocket. They say, I talk to Hanuman. You come, you tell your problem, I will talk to Hanuman. Hanuman will clear your problems. And taking lots of money and looting people. So like this, they say that God is, they are able to see God. They have some shakti to get problems disappeared, like that. So you should not associate with such people, and you should not associate with. See, devotees are devotees because they are all chanting, but everybody comes with their own bag of karma, their own three modes of material nature. They're all entangled in various ratios. So some devotees may be having some bad habits, bad character, at least not bad habits, but some bad character, like how criticizing devotees or chastising devotees, or being very angry, always not speaking pleasantly. You show respect to such devotees, but try to be far away from devotees who are doing like that. Okay. And then do not consider any devotee to be low because they are born in a lower family, or like it could be, I'm just giving it as an example, but not to hurt anybody. But like a Muslim devotee, a Muslim boy became a Christian, became a Krishna conscious person. You should not think that this man was born in a Muslim family. He's been eating meat throughout his life. He's an untouchable. Now he's coming to the temple. He's chanting. He's accepted first initiation, second initiation. He's doing puja in the altar. oh, what a nasty thing this is, like that. You should not consider bad about somebody like that, or even a Christian devotee or anybody of different caste community within the same religion also. Like there should be no discrimination. You should not see devotees on the basis of their birth. Obviously, we do some because even in Goloka Vrindavan, there are different groups of devotees. Like Balram takes care of one group of devotees, the Gopa boys. Radharani takes care of gopis. They have left wing, right wing who can serve Krishna each day. They have their seva committee. They have their chart and all that. So they take care. So similarly, we also have the neophyte devotees, the middle devotees, and then the superior, topmost. We call it Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. So there are different classes. For different classes of devotees, we have to treat in different ways, take association and respects in different ways. But we should not consider anybody to be low because of their birth or because of their previous activities. Maybe somebody was in the jail, but later became a devotee. You should not consider that person to be very low, because now he's a devotee. You respect him, give him all respects, like that. Okay, so we have a lot to cover today. Just running quickly. So this is dealings with devotees. Now we go with dealing with the opposite gender. So we should make sure that unmarried prabhus and unmarried matajis interactions are mostly zero, but they can talk for seva only. If there is some seva, mostly the authorities try to keep seva separate for prabhus and matajis. But if you're put into sevas like that, you only talk about seva, do not go beyond it. Devotees are well mature to understand it. And also, married men talking to another married women also in a separate place is not advisable. So you should not associate with women prabhus. For all prabhus, talking to to the opposite sex, which is Mataji, separately, whether they are married, they are unmarried, you consider them to be your mother, daughter, or sister. It's okay, but you do not talk to them in a secluded place, in a closed room, separately. You do not meet them at all. Okay. So you should not do that. And in case if you're a leader, you have something to do with a specific Mataji, you have to take seva, because we are all following Bhakti Riksha model. So we need to give seva to Matajis. So that time on the group we ask, or something in person if we have to ask, we also keep the Prabhu informed, the husband of that Mataji also. We keep them informed that we are looping Mataji into a service. Maybe she'll be coming to temple today. We have requested, like that, because you have to keep them informed. So you should know how you deal with the opposite gender. And dealing between devotees who are considering to be married, like maybe unmarried boy and women, boy and girl are trying to, their match is almost fixed. They have to, so you cannot become very free in your talking. Okay, you can see how Sumitra Prabhu, Kulapriya Mataji dealings in temple is very formal. Though they are husband and wife, you can see most of the devotees, Radha Priya Mataji, Vardha Krishna Prabhu, Revati Mataji, Gopal Krishna Prabhu, their dealings in temple are very, very formal. It's not that because they're husband and wife, they've been for too long. It's not that they walk together. You don't see them mostly together. They come to temple together, but they are split for their seva, or they be together for seva, but still they follow some etiquette to that it doesn't disturb anybody, like that. So even for unmarried boy and girl also, it should be like that. You should not, the congregation should not keep talking only about you. Hey, this is a new couple in the temple, they are so nice, they take nice pictures, they wear matching clothes. You should not be the topic for discussion. Krishna is the topic for discussion when anybody comes to the temple. So then dealing with guests is very, very important, because we are grahasthas. We have to know how we have to treat guests at home, how we should treat guests at home, and when we go as guests, how we should behave. All these are very important things. So I'll quickly run through. So when you visit somebody's house, you have to carry some gifts and ask them what time you have to come. Do not go too early, do not go too late. And then do not stay for very long also. They call you for a program, you take prasadam, you help them with winding up, and then they ask you, they insist you to stay, then you can stay if they have something. But it's not that you stay very long giving trouble to them. So they called you for a morning feast, but you stayed there until their lunch. They had to cook dinner also for you, not too long. So you have to um, also leave early. Then do not bring many people along, uninformed. Like when you're going, they may be prepared for 10 devotees to come, but you call another 5 friends, hey, come, there's a feast in one devotee's house, we'll all go. So you go for 15, 20 people. Everybody calls like that, two people, and come. The number's gone somewhere. The devotees are not prepared. So it's better to keep them informed of how many of you all are coming together. So they'll be prepared with prasadam for you. So this is when you're visiting a devotee. When some devotee is visiting you, what you have to do? Reception of a devotee is very, very auspicious. It is usually called. There's always a saying, Atiti Devo Bhava. Atiti means Titi means
Prabhuji, what
scheduled.
is it
Atithi
usually called?
means
I did not catch
unscheduled.
you.
So usually we say there's a saying called Atiti Devo Bhava,
Before
meaning
that, Prabhuji.
Devotee visiting you.
yeah, devotee visiting you is very, very auspicious. That is very special moment.
What is it called, Prabhuji?
I was just saying, when devotees visit your house, it's very auspicious.
Okay.
And usually in the olden days, this Atiti Devo Bhava, that he's considered to be as good as God, Atiti. Atiti means scheduled, Atiti means unscheduled. So usually guests come uninformed in the Vedic life. But now nobody can go to anybody's house uninformed. Because if you go to their house, they are only not there in their houses. Everybody wants to go out and spend time outside only. So but what can you do? But nowadays we have only scheduled visits. So when we have scheduled visits of devotees, we should be well prepared. We have to invite devotees with garland, with chandan or with flowers, and then we should welcome them. We should pay obeisances. Then we should offer a seat to them, a seating arrangement. Not necessary you give a luxury sofa. You can give an asan, one mat also is fine. You have to give them mat. You have to give them water to drink. And then you inquire from them about the program or about Krishna, like that. And then you serve them prasadam, whatever is possible. If they are doing a short visit, then you just give them some fruits. Or if you have a planned program, then you give them nice prasadam. That is very, very important. So these things you have to consider when a devotee arrives at your place. And then when you send off, you have, when they're coming, you have to go until the door and you have to, invite them to come in. And when they're going, you have to go until at least your gate and you give them a send off. It's not that, okay, bye Prabhu, that Prabhu's going, you're still sitting inside and preparing to watch television now. No, you have to walk until the devotee is departing. You have to go behind. Once the devotee goes, you also offer obeisances because such a personality has appeared and gone. So mostly in temples, you can see, this etiquette is followed. When a sannyasi is coming, you pay obeisances. And then when he's there, if possible, if a sannyasi is visiting, you have to arrange for pada puja. You have to arrange for an arti for him. There should be purna kumbha welcoming with Vedic mantras being chanted. And then deity darshan, special garlands, special sweet offerings, special offerings, and then a class to be arranged. And if you have to ask if the sannyasi or the senior devotee wants to stay in the temple, how many days, what facilities, how can you serve them, all these things in temple. Slowly, when devotees come up to that state, we will also give more elaborate details on how you have to take care of seniors, how you have to cook for them, and various things like that. Now we're going to the next topic of dealing with seniors. I have a lot to cover, but we'll try. I'll take another 15 minutes today, if that's okay. Please apologize and consider my There are a lot, because tomorrow also we have many things to cover. So next is dealing with seniors. Whenever you see seniors, you offer obeisances from far as soon as you've seen them, and when you go closer also you pay obeisances to them. And then you always show respect to them because they are senior. They I mean to say senior devotees, not by age but by their um, service to Krishna, by their dealings in various actions of Krishna consciousness. They're very senior. So whenever you see them, you offer obeisances. You always show respect to them, even when you're talking, even in any action. You never become very casual with them. And then there are many devotees who has to be considered senior, like a mentor, uh, spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, for all of us, Srila Prabhupada, and then Srila Prabhupada's disciples, and then sannyasis, your guru, your gurus, god brothers, brahmanas, and then devotees who are also elderly, who are elder to you by age. You have to pay obeisances to all of them. They're all considered to be your seniors. And then dealing with your god brothers, this is for initiated devotees, and most of you all also may get initiated soon. So when you all are with your god brothers, god brother or god sister, what we mean is who have taken initiation from the same guru. So you have to show respects. You just have to see at what level they stand. If they have taken initiation before you, they are considered to be your senior god brothers. So your mood is to always be like a servant, inquire from them what you can do, how you can serve, and submissively supporting them in their services. Any senior, because we cannot go directly serve our guru. So it's better to always take shelter of a senior disciple of our guru, be in their association, try to become their servant also, because this whole movement is Gopi Bharta Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasanu Dasa. We don't want to become the direct servant of Lord Krishna. We want to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis, who are um, the servants of Lord Krishna. So like that. So you always try to be servant of your senior devotees, inquire from them what seva you can do, and you submissively serve them and support them in their service to their guru, in your guru. And for equals, both of you all have come to Krishna consciousness together, you all are practicing, you all have initiated together. What you can do with such devotees, be a very friend, nice friend. It's not friend means you call Vada, Poda and all that. Still call Prabhu only. Call them, respect them like that. Be friendly, assist them whenever they need help. There can be ups and downs. You share shoulder. You be as a big support, and encourage them. Be very encourative. Do not. It's that you have enthusiasm, that person is not having enthusiasm, is not criticizing, hey, where is your enthusiasm, what you are doing, nothing like that. You say, come up, come, let's do this, come, let's do that together. So always with equals, you have to try to go together. It's not that, oh, I'll become a senior, you'll be my junior. That's not the mood. We try to grow together. That is the mood. With equals, with juniors, somebody who's aspiring to become a disciple, who's trying to follow the regulative principles, you have to guide them. You have to direct them what has to be done, what should not be done. It's not with the mood that I'm the senior, you are my junior. No, that's not the mood. The mood is, helping them also to come to the level of, your master. So the real happiness is that when you want somebody who's below you, if somebody is going above you, you should feel happy. In the material world, it's not like that. It's the opposite. They become very envious. They say, yesterday I saw him, he was doing this, and today he's become this. They say, why should I respect him? They get all this ego and things in them. But a devotee's dealings with juniors is not like that. They always guide them, direct them, and then when they grow, they become very, very happy. We are fortunate to be in with association of so many advanced devotees like that. His Grace Hare Krishna Prabhu, Her Grace Radhapriya Mataji, Her Grace Revati Anandini Mataji, and many seniors, they look at us because they have seen us coming into the movement without knowing anything. Then they trained us very well, and then they brought us up to the level of something, taking Bhakti Viksha or doing some DT Seva. But they feel so happy for what we are today. They are not worried, oh, this boy will take away my service. This boy will become a leader. He will have a group. Then he will create one group. And he'll become leader. No, they wanted everybody to become leader. So that's the mood of this group also. We want all the devotees here also to take up a couple of Bhakti Vrikshas. You'll all have to become servant leaders. We call ourselves servant leaders. We are not leaders alone. We are servants because we are trying to progress in devotional service. So you have to, all of you have to take up responsibility of guiding, directing, and encouraging new devotees also. Okay, that is the dealings with 3 levels of dealings with devotees. And then whenever you see your seniors, you offer obeisances. That time you have to chant the Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha prayers. If you, and most importantly, you understand the meaning of it. And then with equals also, if they're initiated, you pay obeisances. It's a good practice. But to juniors, you pay it in the mind only. You say Hare Krishna, with folded hands, you say Hare Krishna. And then do not address any initiated devotee by their former name. Like somebody's name was Kavita, now they became some other initiated name like Kavi Priya. So you have to call them as Kavi Priya Mataji, not addressing them as Kavita, old name only, because they are gone through spiritual initiation. You have to address them by their initiated name. So the bond between devotees will be tested at the time of difficulty. So whenever there are difficulties, it's not that you hide, oh, that person is going through some difficulty. I'll not talk to him for some time. Once he's okay, I will go talk to him. No. When somebody is going through some difficulty, you inquire from them how they are feeling. Is there something that you can help them with? And then you stand by them when they are in their hard times. So devotees association becomes stronger and stronger. Some difficult times comes and you're supporting them, it becomes very strong. So we are not waiting for difficult moments, but if something like that happens, we have to be as a big support. So, and most important thing for, like, when difficulties means, mostly devotees have, going away from spiritual practices most of the time. They're not able to chant, they're not able to take prasadam. Some difficulties like this come, and sometimes you try to hold them, but they go away, because of their desires and their association, too much association outside, they go away. And when they come back after a few months or few years into the movement again, saying, I want guidance, I want to practice, you should not say, oh, that day I told you, you went off, now you are coming back again, what character you have, like that. You should not criticize. You have to welcome them and give them a fresh start. Not even making them feel that you're giving them a chance. Who are we to give chance? We are living here because somebody gave us a chance. So you should not address anybody because of their past activities. You have to just appreciate them for coming. Oh, nice, you came today. Special days are coming, festival is coming, come, let's prepare for festival. Just be very inclusive, take them into seva, like that. Okay, don't make them feel bad at any point. Then dealings with spiritual master. So we saw with devotees and various other categories of devotees. With the spiritual master, the only relationship that you have is of a servant, no, nothing else. Like you're the servant, you're the most infinite servant. So dealings with the spiritual masters, you're the most tiniest one, and you have to whatever instruction the spiritual master is giving, you have to take it as your life and soul. If the spiritual master is not told you personally also, but the spiritual master is saying, I want all disciples to chant for 16 rounds regularly. I want them to do Tulasi Pradakshina. You have to take these instructions as it as told to you very personally, and you have to follow them with firm faith and surrender and sincerity. It's not that because then if you don't follow, then you're just considering that spiritual master to be an ordinary person. You have any instruction. I'm just giving this example of 16 rounds in Tulsi Parikrama. But there are innumerable of instructions when Sri Guru talks, when he speaks from his lotus mouth, and innumerable instructions are coming out. You try to pick at least few of them and follow in your life, and then we can call ourselves to be disciples. So following them, there's one example, and you have to do what the Guru wants. It's not that you do what you want for the Guru. Once there's an example of Srila Prabhupada used to do yagyas initially because there were no devotees in the West. So Prabhupada only used to do fire sacrifices by himself. So he went to a house program. I think it was a marriage ceremony or initiation. Prabhupada asked, went, he prepared the Homakunda. Nothing was prepared. Prabhupada had to do everything by himself in the initial days. We have always discussed that Prabhupada cooked, served, cleaned the pots, also the eaten plates by devotees by himself. So like that, when Prabhupada went to one Homa program, Prabhupada only had to set up the Homa Kunda. There were no arrangements. So Prabhupada only was the what you call from basic arrangements to the Homa Pujari. Prabhupada only was everything. And Prabhupada asked disciples to bring fruits. And devotees cut the fruits, made a nice salad, and brought to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, what Prabhupada can tell them, okay, this is fine, go get me whole fruits. I want to keep it around the Homa Kunda and for offering it in the Homa. So Prabhupada wanted whole fruits, but devotees cut fruits thinking they didn't clarify with Prabhupada what fruit you want, which fruit you want, how it should be brought. And they did not ask. They just cut and they just brought one salad for Prabhupada. So we should know what the spiritual master wants and do accordingly. It's not how we want things to do, not acting on our own. So that's most important. Then associating with non-devotees should be very, very careful, because associating with non-devotees can bring contamination to our consciousness, because they are not thinking of Krishna all the time. They are thinking of material things. They're thinking of sports. If you just pick your phone and talk to any person outside of Krishna consciousness, outside of the association of devotees, they will only talk about IPL now, or some movie that has come out, or some restaurant that they found to go eat. Only these things they will talk. They will not talk anything that will uplift your consciousness. They will not talk anything that can keep you Krishna conscious. So it is better for us to be away from the association of non. See, it's not that you will not talk to anybody. I will not even look at their face. I will not attend their call. No, you should not become very arrogant like that. Whatever is your office, professional, business duties with them, you have to deal with them. You cannot say you're a non-devotee, I will not talk to you. And you go to office every day, 5 days, you're associating with them. You have to create a nice, pleasant atmosphere when you are there around. So they see you as an example. Oh, devotee means such cooperation, so much of down to earth humility, all that they have like that. With people who try to misuse your, your character, no, you should know how to deal with them. We will maybe talk more on these things, but your social obligations with your neighbors, your colleagues, your relatives, all has to be done. You can't say I will not come for the marriage because there is no prasadam. I will not. There are no devotees. I have to travel to 6 hours from here to my native because there are no people, no devotees there. I don't want to go there. No, it's a social obligation because you're married. As grahastha, you have many things to do, so you have to be with relatives. You have to exchange sweet words. That's one of the things when you meet seniors, when you have guests, or when you go to somebody's house. One important thing is you have to exchange sweet words. You have to check on them, inquire them. Not how is your chanting going on. No, not only that, how is your health, how's everything at home. And you inquire like this, like that. So as an obligation, as in social obligation, you have to do or associate with many people, but you have to know how much. If they are saying, oh nice, we are talking, we had a nice time, why don't we just go for a movie tomorrow? They call you. You should not say, okay, let's go. No, that is not what you should not say. It is my social obligation, I wanted to go to the movie to build some relationship with them. No, you can say, no, I don't watch movies. Or you can say, no, I'm trying to avoid watching movies, and I'm trying to, you see, if somebody is ready to accept you, appreciates or respects your decision, with them you can explain. But somebody who does not, you should not explain them. You just say them, I have something else important, I'm sorry, I'm not able to join you this time, I'll join you some other time, like that. We are not lying, but we also have some, maybe you can plan, 3 hours of the movie, if I'm able to give that time, I can sit and read Srimad Bhagavatam or read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, like that. You make your time for Krishna conscious activities. So try to keep your association as much as formal with non-devotees. And Lord Chaitanya also, he warned Sanatana Goswami of too much of you should not associate with people who have too much of attachment to material opulences, or towards the opposite sex, or who are not devotees of Krishna. You should not associate much with them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself told to Sanatan Goswami, when you read the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, you can see that Lord Chaitanya said, don't associate with these two people, one who is behind material opulence and one who is not devotee of Krishna. So you should be very careful. And among non-devotees also, there are two sides, because I was saying you have to decide whom to talk, how to talk and all, because there are two types of non-devotees. One is the innocent, whatever you say they will accept. They are also your well-wishers. They only want good for you. I have many non-devotee family friends who are also Christians or Muslims or of other faith also, but they are my well-wishers. I cannot go against them and say, no, you're calling for a house program of yours, like a wedding or something. I don't want to come, like that. I can't tell them, because they're my well-wishers. I go attend their program, but refrain eating, just go, because they're my well-wishers, I treat them well. Because they're your well-wishers, they also understand what you are practicing. They are very innocent. And then you try to give some association of senior devotees to them, because in the future they will also become part of the community. Community means not only initiated devotees. Community means we also need well-wishers, we need police officers, we need flower makers, we need cleaners, we need construction people, we need many people. In a community means everybody coexist in a community. It's not only you devotees. Prabhupada envisioned this. That's why Daiva Varnashrama system also, the Varnashrama system also goes well with this point. It's not that everybody can become, it is open. Anybody can acquire the qualities of a Brahmana. But if they are not, they can be something else. They can be something else. They can be something else. They can do something for Krishna. Like, so there are we gave this example. There are so many police officers who come for Rathayatra security. They come, make sure the Lord is come, taken care, the festival goes smoothly, there's no trouble for devotees and for the public. They take care of us so much. So we should also take care of them. So it's not that we just say, no, I don't want to materialistic people, I will not associate with them. Some association has to be there, but you have to give association, not take their association. That's the point. And then another category of non-devotee is atheistic people. So you should avoid them. Try to avoid them. As soon as somebody is not, you initially you try to give them some talks on Krishna consciousness, and if they're not interested, you understand. They start arguing, they start finding fault and all that. So that time you have to avoid being with them, taking or being around them. And it is also one of the offenses, that being giving holy name or sharing this knowledge with faithless people is actually one of the offenses against the chanting of the holy name. So you have to avoid association of atheistic people. And then for non-devotees especially, do not let them touch your feet. So because it's also considered, when you touch somebody's feet, uh, they take some share of your sukruti and all that. Prabhupada allowed it. Prabhupada allowed anybody to come touch his feet, and that's why Prabhupada created murtis in every ISKCON center, that people can come touch his feet. Prabhupada is okay to take all their sinful activities, but we are not that strong. We are still struggling in devotional service. So for us, we should be very careful, not allow non-devotees to touch our feet. But if they are younger to you, family custom that they want to take your blessings, so you pray to Krishna that this person becomes a nice devotee of the Lord. like that, because you're a very elderly brother, you're a elderly uh, family member, they take blessings from you, then it's okay, you can let younger people touch, but not elderly people. You should always show respect, even if they are non-devotees. You should not shy away, or you should not say, oh, I am a devotee, he's a non-devotee, I will not bow in front of him. If they are non-devotees, if they are elderly by age, you have to pay respects to them. You can touch their feet, you can pay obeisances to them. There is no wrong in it, huh? Because I'm saying this because they are your family members, or they are very respectable, l- like that personalities. Or others, you can just greet saying Hare Krishna, so they know that you're practicing, and then greet them. So this you have to do. And the people of other faith, you have to always see if there is something similar that we are practicing, and appreciate and coexist. It's not fight against their ideas, and that, oh, you're needed. See, for us to know how perfect our philosophy is, we compare other philosophies and say, they're not following this, they're not following that. It is among the devotees conversation. When you go meet some Christian, you cannot go say directly, oh, you're bad, you have not followed Christ's instruction on you cannot say you have not followed Christ's instruction on thou shall not kill, but you're killing animals and eating. You cannot go tell them directly. There's one very nice pastime where Nandakumar Prabhu, one of Srila Prabhupada's disciple, narrated this, that Nandakumar Prabhu used to be out on book distribution mostly, and once Prabhupada was there at that place, and Prabhupada said, I can meet visitors. So he was just standing at the temple door and outside, and he was seeing a nun passing by, and then he said, my spiritual master is here, do you want to meet? And that nun was a Catholic nun. So she said, yes, I'll be very happy to meet a sadhu. And then she came in, and then Nandakumar Prabhu paid obeisances, and Srila Prabhupada, and then the nun also paid obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was amazed seeing a Christian lady paying obeisances. Then Prabhupada gave a seat, asked her to sit, gave her water, and then for very brief, like 10 minutes, they spoke, and the conversation is recorded. All of Prabhupada's conversations are recorded. If we can go see that Prabhupada appreciated and spoke about Krishna, and the nun also appreciated and said, oh, this is very similar. Jesus also says this. And they had a very nice conversation. At the end of the conversation, she said, I don't want to take much time. Thank you for your association. I'll come meet you again. And she paid obeisances again before leaving, because she knew respect, because she knew she could see what Srila Prabhupada was. So she paid obeisances, and Prabhupada said, give her a garland, and garlanded her, and then she left very happily, and Prabhupada was very pleased. There are conversations with same Christian priests and missionaries. Prabhupada has argued, but somebody who's submissive, who wants to respect your ideas, you have to also respect their ideas. So you have to um, there's a word, it's called harmony, religious harmony. In Tamil we say mother nallinakam, like any caste, any religion is okay, but you just find common similarities and you coexist with them. It's not that you have to accept them, you are okay with their ideology of meat eating or multiple marriages. No, we are not okay with that, but we are at least okay with some similarities. They are following japa, they're doing their rounds of whatever prayers they're doing, they're following something. You appreciate that and encourage them to move higher and higher. So that is with people of other faith. I will finally close with last one thing. Please bear with me. Vaishnava aparad is the most severe one. So among when you are associating with all the devotees, with various dealings, offending a devotee is very, very serious. If you offend a devotee, then is that is considered to be one of the greatest offense. It is Prabhupada also said that it is like a mad elephant's offense. It's like you're doing all nice thing, devotional service, you're chanting, you're hearing, you're coming for seva, all that. But committing Vaishnava aparadha is like going out and then taking mud and throwing it on your head. So, what is the use of mad elephant going, taking bath? It's cleansed now, and then coming back and throwing dust, making dirty. So, Vaishnava aparadha is like that. Doing seva, chanting, all is fine, but then offending a devotee, finding fault in a devotee means that throwing mud on yourself, or throwing mud into all that you have done, all that devotional aspect that you have done, and you have, you have looking for destruction only. Again, that word only we want to use. So in the nectar of devotion, there is one thing shared that so reception of a devotee, like I want to say why Vaishnavas are so special is, it is also said in the nectar of devotion that if you're worshipping deity at home, you are fully focused on deity worship, or you're worshipping deity in the temple, but when a pure devotee is arriving, you can stop deity worship and go receive him or her. That's the um, that is the importance of Vaishnava's visit or Vaishnava's presence. So you can see that the Lord himself also says, Krishna also says, Krishna is more satisfied with devotees being worshipped rather than he being worshipped. So whenever a devotee is there, you have to consider that he is the most worshipable object for all of us. We have to take this from today's class, that today's presentation, that Vaishnavas are the most worshipable people on this entire creation. Krishna is pleased when the Vaishnavas are respected, worshipped, and you know um, taking suggestions from them, or clarifications on how to perform devotional service. So Krishna is very, very pleased with that. You would have observed, even during the recent visit of His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, the altars were closed, then the altars opened, the curtains opened up for Maharaj to perform arti, and then the Maharaj went and sat, and all the devotees, deities are there, but none of us were standing in front of the deities. We all were standing out for reception for Maharaj to come. And then we walked along with Maharaj for darshan. So the deities would be very pleased because you are respecting, you're showing right etiquette when a senior Vaishnava is coming. And when the senior Vaishnava is leaving, you just follow the Vaishnava behind until they pass, until the gate at least you come, you say, send off to them. So Krishna is also very pleased when, very satisfied when you worship a Vaishnava. So there's one pastime, like Krishna had headache and Krishna wanted the dust of gopis, and gopis were ready to give, even though if they wanted to go to hell, it's fine, but they wanted Krishna's headache to go away, so they did. So the mood of devotees is like that. You want to please Krishna, but what Krishna wants, you have to know for it. So Krishna is wanting the dust of the devotee. That means the devotees are so high that Krishna's headache, or just the slightest headache, just for to show the importance of devotees, Krishna is doing it. He wants the dust of the gopis. Krishna, so dust of the devotees is considered very, very pure. It can even liberate one. So so you should not offend Vaishnavas because they are very, very dear to Krishna. If you do that, you have to beg forgiveness. You have to talk to the devotee, say, I'm very sorry for what I did. It is because of my past activities. I'm conditioned. I commit offenses again and again, but please forgive me. Only the devotee whom you have offended can forgive you. It's not somebody else can forgive you. So be very careful of not committing Vaishnava Aparadh. You ask for forgiveness from devotees, and if they are not ready to, usually devotees are not like that. They're ready to forgive you because they embrace. They don't carry any revenge. They don't carry any evilness in them, so they forgive. But in case, because of some seniority or something, some devotee is not wanting to forgive you, then just take their dust. Once they're walked, they've moved away, just take their dust, pay obeisance to their dust. Guru Maharaj has done that. Once one disciple of Guru Maharaj committed offense to another proper disciple, and he was not ready to ask forgiveness. Guru Maharaj said, go ask forgiveness. He was not ready to ask forgiveness. Prabhupada said, asked one of his servants to make arrangements to bring, because if Guru Maharaj has to go up, then another 20, 50 people will go behind Guru Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj didn't want to go. So Guru Maharaj said, make arrangements to bring dust from the feet of that Prabhupada disciple. So one Gurukul boy was sent. He saw that slippers of that Prabhupada disciple was outside, so he took some dust from it. He got it and gave it to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj first took asked forgiveness to the dust, and then in person he met the proper disciple and asked forgiveness for the act of the disciple. And what can Srila Prabhupada's disciple say? He can say, "No, Maharaj, please, you need not ask sorry at all. I'm not taking it as an offense." So, see, if we don't go ask forgiveness to that devotee whom we have committed offense, then, it's not that it's okay, I will carry on. But the Guru's responsibility is to take you back home, back to Godhead. So, all that offenses that you're committing, the Guru tries to take forgiveness for that. Guru Maharaj every day prays to the deities for us. He prays to Srila Prabhupada for us. And whenever he sees some senior disciples, when they ask, "How can I serve you?" then he asks, "Please pray for my disciples. Please bless my disciples so that they can continue their services very nicely." So our parampara is like that. That is only well wishing for devotees and disciples. So we should take you know the best opportunity. We should use this opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead this lifetime. So we should value the association of devotees, and appropriately show respects to various kinds of devotees in the association, and move forward. So thank you all for bearing for another additional 30 minutes. So tomorrow we have more topics. So this whole course is designed in such a way by the very seniors that only dealings of Vaishnava devotees can go for 8 hours. So this is we try to consolidate it into an hour, but we can discuss more if there are any questions later. We can just take 2 or 3 questions today because we are running late. So any questions we can take now. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are
Yes,
telling
ma'am.
that while addressing brahmacharis, we should address them also as His Grace. Is it like that, even if they are not initiated?
Oh, no, no. Only initiated devotees, we call them His Grace, Her Grace. Yeah, Her Grace.
Okay.
Only
If the
initiated.
brahmacharis are not initiated, how they are introduced?
Bhakta.
Bhakta. Like any other grahastha, he also will be called
Yes.
Bhakta.
Bhakta Rahul, like that.
Okay. Same applies to female devotees
Yeah,
also.
Bhaktin.
If
What?
they are
Yeah, whatever is the grammar. Yeah,
Bhaktini.
Bhaktini. Bhaktin.
Bhaktini. Okay. So brahmacharis, we differentiate from grahasthas and say anything special for them.
Repeat, Mataji.
For brahmacharis, we differentiate from grahasthas and say anything special for them.
No, Mataji. For Grahasthas, it's
Say,
a responsibility to take care of the other 3 ashrams: Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasis. So we try to
okay.
inquire from them. If they need something, we give them. So we treat the Brahmacharis as sons. The Grahasthas treat the Brahmacharis as good as their sons and take care of
Okay.
their necessities.
Okay.
The Vanaprasthas and Sannyasis, we consider them to be our parents,
Mm.
and
Mm.
Sannyasis to be most elevated, liberated personalities.
Okay. Then what is the difference between his divine grace and Maharaj, holy, his holiness, we say. What is the difference between that? Because when we address Prabhupada, we say his divine grace. We
Yes.
don't
So
say his
Srila,
holiness. But when we
yeah,
address any other sannyasi, we say his holiness or his highness. How is the difference between that?
yeah, we can call our one spiritual master also His Divine Grace, but it's a special title given to Srila Prabhupada as the preeminent Siksha Guru in ISKCON. As the founder, we address Srila Prabhupada alone as His Divine Grace, and others
Okay.
all as His.
We can also address Srila Prabhupada as His Holiness also, no?
No,
Because
we call him as Srila, which is also a prefix. We call him Srila Prabhupada, and we
yeah.
also call him His Divine Grace. So only these
Mm.
prefixes. There's no need to call Srila Prabhupada as His Holiness because he already has a prefix, His Divine Grace. So you address him as His Divine Grace only. Need
Okay.
not call Prabhupada as His
What is the
Holiness. No.
difference between the actual difference between these two is specially it is given for Prabhupada, so we are using it. That's all.
Yes, 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 Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
One more, Prabhuji, I want to ask. You
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that juniors who are in less age than they should not touch the feet of a devotee. So, what exactly the logic you said that time? I could not hear properly. Sorry. Uh,
So non-devote. So if somebody's touching your feet, you mean,
mm,
yeah, if somebody's touching your feet means they're taking your blessings. So touching feet also transfers some amount of their karma to you. So um, if they are non-devotees, it's better to ask them to refrain, to try to avoid them touching your feet. But if they are younger to you, then you can give them blessings like, or pray for them that Krishna accepts this pranams and Krishna gives devotion to this person, like that. So that's the mood I was trying to set, Mataji.
okay.
Suppose within the family, non-devotees come like your cousins.
Younger to you can always touch your feet. But you are in the mood that Krishna blesses them with good knowledge and devotion. That's the
That
mood.
means we should think that it is not for us, it is for Krishna. Krishna will
Yes,
accept this prayer.
yes,
Like that,
yes,
if you have the mood, it's okay, I think.
yes, yes.
But that will apply to everybody, even a player, even a younger devotee, say, even junior devotee, if they do also. It is not that for me they are doing, that is for the Paramatma feature which is there inside me doing. It is due for
Yes,
Krishna,
yes.
not for me.
That's the
That
understanding. That's
will
the
always keep us safe.
yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, last one question.
Yes, Prabhu. Last. Yes.
Uh, we have often heard about this Mahaprabhu, the
Yeah.
suffix, prefix basically.
Yes.
What is that Mahaprabhu differs from?
Yeah. So there's a Bengali verse or a text that I forgot, but it says Eki Mahaprabhu. There are many Prabhus, but there's only one Mahaprabhu. So we call master, we call everybody master, whomever we address, but there's only one supreme master. That supreme master is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri
Chaitanya
Krishna
Mahaprabhu,
Chaitanya
correct.
Mahaprabhu.
So that
Yes.
is only given only to one.
So only Lord Chaitanya we
The
address as Mahaprabhu.
incarnation
We
of
don't even
Krishna.
address Lord
Okay.
Nityananda as Mahaprabhu. Prabhu, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. In between there was a crack. That's all.
Yeah. So we only address Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya has Mahaprabhu. We don't call anybody else as Mahaprabhu. There's only one Mahaprabhu, Eki Mahaprabhu. There's a text I can take reference and send. So even Lord Nityananda is not called Mahaprabhu. He's called Nityananda Prabhu. So only Lord Chaitanya is called as Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Master. Maha means supreme, supreme master.
Okay.
So there's only one Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. How to differentiate who is a Goswami and who is not a Goswami and address them accordingly? For example, Rupa Goswami is there, Sanatana Goswami is there. Those people we call as Goswami, whereas Nityananda Prabhu, you don't call as Goswami, call him as Nityananda Prabhu.
There are in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, when you read, there are some text or some verses that address Lord Nityananda as Nityananda Gosai or Gosami. So whatever our seniors are calling, we continue to call like that. So we need not give new titles. Also, whatever is told, we follow. Um, in the like Madhavendra Puri, they are Ishwar Puri, Paramananda Puri, all of them are called Puri. Their suffix. They're not called Goswamis. Prabhupada disciples also. Prabhupada gave names to many disciples like His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Like that, Goswami titles are given to some sannyasis, and to some it's not given. So we just address by whatever name they have. We do not give the title. It's given by the parampara, by one of the acharyas. They are being called like that, so we call them as it is. We do not take call on whom to address as Goswami or whom to call as Prabhu. It's whatever is already uh, given. We just address them as it is.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna,
Also, if there,
Hare Krishna
yes,
Prabhu, one small doubt. How do we
yes, ma'am.
address sannyasis, Prabhu?
I missed it.
How do we
Address sannyasis.
Maharaj?
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes. So we'll stop here. So any questions you all can message or also take it offline when we meet Saturday, Sundays. So thank you all for staying today for the third day. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
namo
namo namaha.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare